Cairo, 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 not Cairo, Illinois. Sundown Towns. Let's talk about it. Cairo, Illinois is 89th on the list. This is a 3-part series, so make sure you follow and save so you don't miss what's coming next. Well, by 1909, Cairo was officially a Jim Crow sundown town. And by 1914, 10 people had been racially unalived, either strange fruit hanging or strange fruit planted. But in this part, we're going to talk about what came before that. We're going to talk about our first church, our schools, and our elected officials, and how the trifecta infrastructure, segregation, terror, and violence was already forming before the turn of the century. Let's learn history. In 1857, newspapers report our ancestors were being sold back into slavery. Even if we made it to freedom, they would hold us until enslavers came to get us. This was not friendly territory. From 1859 to 1867, the Underground Railroad here would land you enlisted for the military, not freedom. And still, we knew that education, church, and politics were how we would build safety and stability. So, in 1863, Ward Chapel AME was founded, our first church in Cairo. And this church would become pivotal for generations. In 1867, Reconstruction is in full swing. Cairo proudly became one of the first places to run one of our ancestors for an important office. By 1870, newspapers confirmed we had a colored school. And in 1873, Frederick Douglass came to speak to our ancestors. People gathered from 7 different states, all meeting in Cairo. But don't get it twisted. Violence was already here before Frederick Douglass even arrived. In 1873, a black man was given a choice: leave Cairo or be lynched. He said, jerk that rope. They lynched him. In 1874, strange fruit was planted, a man named White. The same year, Chris Wyatt was lynched, according to the newspaper. Segregation followed. London School for Colored Children. In 1882, New Hope Missionary Baptist Church was founded by Nate Lundy. By 1886, our people were simply out having a good time when they were doused and set on fire by, quote, 2 ruffians. According to the newspaper. Peep that language. That was deliberate. Terror, loud and clear. In 1903, Cairo is reported to have the largest Negro population by proportion. And then check this out. In 1906, 6 black men were brought to Cairo for work. A quote-unquote committee didn't like that and demanded that they leave. The governor told them to nail a flag to their shack. And guess what? It worked. This is a red-hot Jim Crow sundown town. So don't get comfortable because it goes downhill from here. If you thought this story was about progress, you weren't listening close enough. Everything we just covered, that was the setup. Part 2 is where the mob takes over and Cairo earns its full reputation as a Jim Crow sundown town. Don't miss it. Make sure you follow and comment. This is Sundown Town Logic before the signs. This newspaper is about Cairo, Illinois in the 1850s. So slave catchers were selling free people to Missouri. They literally kidnap them from their homes and sell them. So in response, the town said, no, black people, y'all gotta go. The white people demanded that all the black people leave. The black people were arrested. Child, they paid that fine and they left that town. If this was happening in the 1850s, what do you think came next? Well, stay tuned for part 2, Sundown Town number 89. Make sure you're following so you don't miss it. It got worse. Part 2, Sundown Town number 89, Cairo, Illinois. In part 1, we learned about our first church, schools, and elected official, and the first 4 racially motivated unalivings. I told you it gets worse. So stay with me, share this video, and let's learn history. 1909 was the turning point when 2 men were lynched. William James was lynched. The newspaper says that over 10,000 people were present. That number sounds wild, but that's what the paper says. Not only that paper, but several papers. He was publicly lynched, burned. They took his heart. They took souvenirs, and they dragged his body through the streets. All over an accusation. Then there's Mr. Alexander. He may not have had anything to do with it at all, but his name got thrown into it, and the mob went looking for him, and they lynched him too. The evidence? A woman's umbrella was found in his yard, so that must have been him. He must have been the one that did it. Unreal. After this, in 1909, Cairo officially became a sundown town. A southern newspaper, The Caucasian, wrote that it was not safe for a Negro to be out at night in Cairo, and actually shamed the North for it. The irony. Because of this incident, Sheriff James, who was black, was removed. A new sheriff was brought in, and our ancestors were loud about how much they did not trust him. Well, by February of 1910, being accused of purse snatching was enough for a mob to form. The mob stormed the jail. Police fired in the crowd, unaliving 4 white men. Oh, did I mention that 8 of the 12 officers were black? Child, a mob came back. A full shootout broke out between police and the mob, even in our so-called safe spaces. What newspapers called, quote unquote, the Negro District. We couldn't even sneeze wrong. Everything was lynch-worthy. Papers say our ancestors were panic-stricken, and again, the South pointed fingers at the North. Pot, kettle, black? Well, the mob wanted those black deputies, even though they were armed legal officials. The sheriff admitted he only hired the black deputies because no white men would step up and take the job. And in 1910, a paper warned that despite having a large population here, our time in power would soon come to an end. Well, in 1911, another man was lynched over burglary accusations. 1913, over $5, 2 black men were unalived. And by 1914, Cairo's reputation was so bad that a newspaper said, when the devil made hell, Cairo was its headquarters. Translation, gas up, don't stop here. By 1914, even the newspapers knew. This isn't a place that you stop for gas. Our ancestors lived, loved, raised children, and fought to survive here. But if you think it gets better from here, it doesn't. Be sure to follow, leave a comment, and let me know what you think so far.
We had a song that Matthew wrote called Uncle Tom's Prayer. And it went like this. I'm an Uncle Tom, Lord. That's what the people say. But I ain't no Uncle Tom, Lord. I'm just a little afraid. So help me, Lord, to stand up and be a man. And I'll fight segregation as long as I can. Oh, what about my house, Lord? What will I do? You know I want my house, Lord. And though I want my house, Lord, you know I really do. So help me, Lord, to stand up and be a man. I'll fight segregation as long as I can. Oh, what about my job, Lord? What can I do? You know if I walk that line, Lord, you know that I am through. So help me, Lord, to stand up and be a man. And I'll fight segregation as long as I can.
Part 3, Sundown Town, number 89, Cairo, Illinois. But just because it worked on paper doesn't mean it actually worked. So in 1945, our teachers were paid less than white teachers for the same work. That same year, one of our doctors, his house was bombed. They were burning crosses in our neighborhood. But somehow, in 1953, newspapers described integration here a success. And in the early 1960s, our family attempted to integrate the public pools. But instead of integrating, the city filled the pools with concrete. If our ancestors wanted to use it, then no one could. On July 17, 1967, a young black soldier was found unalived in a Cairo jail cell. In response, our ancestors put boots on the ground and protested. Because of that, the mayor said, quote, "If we have to kill them, we have to kill them." Keeping up with the mayor, in response, white people created a group called the White Hats. They claimed they could assemble 600 men within 15 minutes. That's organized terror. And by 1966, Cairo had an all-white school again. If you've learned anything and you've made it this far, you obviously care. Leave a comment and tell me what stood out to you. Do you have a first-hand account of this place, past or present? Drop it in the comments, share this video, tag a couple people, and save it. Don't let our history disappear just because people want it quiet.